Yo, what's up, guys? It's Dom. You're tuning in to Talks with Dom, where we touch on those serious topics that dives into the creator within. Over time, the goal is to help each and every one of you partaking in this transformation to better understand who and where you are on your journey. So let's chop it up, guys. Yo, so first and foremost and everything, man, I just want to let you guys know it's been a couple of days since I didn't posted this point right here, or since I didn't post it like a new point. And so I just want to say I apologize to you guys, right? I'm really getting on myself and everything just with being consistent on posting Monday through Fridays and stuff like that, because that's really the schedule for Talks with Dom, right? All the episodes and stuff is getting posted Monday through Friday. So being more consistent on making sure that all of these videos are getting posted each and every day, exactly how I said it, right? So um, we're going to just continue to move, right? Uh, no one's perfect, everything, even through the flaws and stuff. I want you guys to be able to see that just as we're going on this journey together, right? Because just as I said at the beginning of when I started these videos, guys, I'm on the same journey that you guys are on, right? I'm identifying these things just as we're placing this information in front of you guys, right? So it's just more of kind of like us just being on the same boat in a sense, right? But then me just becoming aware of it and just bringing it to you guys and just being like, hey, like that's something that I could talk about, or that's something that could be a piece of the journey of what I'm going through. And then the next person that's watching that could be going through the same thing, or whoever's watching me right now, feel me? Like you guys could be going through the same thing. So that's basically just what it is and everything, what's being pushed behind this thing, right? So we're on to point four, right? The law of emotional substitution. Sometimes we are not attached to the person, place, habit, dream, or version of ourselves itself, right? So when I think about that, um, I think of the attachment to, as they said, to the person, right? So sometimes we're not just specifically attached to that person. Sometimes it may be we may be just attached to how we feel when we're with that person. We may be attached to the person that we become when we're with that person. We might be attached to the things that they could bring us, right? And not just saying in like a malicious type of way or just like bad type of way. This is just seeing it from an aspect of identifying the attachments, right? A place, right? So as we're going right now and you're watching this video, this idea had came to me as soon as I had came home. I went to my room and stuff, and I'm about to hit the gym. And this topic had kind of just came into my mind, and so just more of just being like, dang, like that's actually something I want to talk about today for the point that I'm actually posting. So any place that you might go to and stuff like that, or like something that's like a favorite place that you go to, or as you going, everything just through your routine, just through your daily things that you do. You might have a specific spot that you go to where you feel like that you catch a lot of your spark and inspiration from, right? A lot of your a lot of things that like some big changes and stuff like might have happened in a particular place, right? So just more of kind of just thinking about it like that. Like it's not about really just having a favorite place. It's just more of this place was just where a lot of pivotal things happened in my life. A lot of incredible ideas came to me going to this place, right? Um, a certain habit, uh, might not always like rather that habit be good or bad, right? We do these things because something may be easier, or we do this thing because maybe it may give us a challenge that we need to become better within ourselves, right? So being able to identify that, what are those habits inside of your life that you feel like that are either making life easier for you, right, or making or adding that challenge that you need in your life, right? Looking at it from a perspective of um, right? So let's just saying if I know that my routine is coming home and come home, go to the gym, and then after the gym, I'm coming back to the house, eating, taking a shower, and then reading after that, getting some reading in, right? And then plotting on the next point that I want to record for the next day, right? That's the routine that helps me out to that's the challenge for the day of continuing to go and be able to get on to that next thing, right? But then it may be a side that wants to come home and just say, hey, like I'm gonna go to the gym a tad bit later, I'm gonna get in the point now, or just like I'll start plotting on that point that I want to record for tomorrow. Right now I eat a little bit, but then that kind of, you know, like that kind of helps me, not really helps, but kind of like pushes me to push off going to the gym, right? So now that's something that seems like it's a little bit more easier, but in a sense, like in the long run, it's really hurting me going, um, being in like a habit of doing it like that, right? So just basically understanding that, tying into that, right? Um, a dream, right? A dream, like it may not be like it's the same root for all of these things, like a dream or like a version of ourselves, right? These things may not be the object itself. It may be the things that surround it, right? Things that surround that dream that you actually wanted to go after. Being a musician, being a book writer, being a person that's one of the best um, motivational speakers in the world, right? These things, the thing itself might not be the thing that you're actually attached to. It may be the things that being these kind of people and having these kind of dreams, what they bring you, right? The aura, right? The things that are around you, right? The things that being this kind of person brings you around, right? So you may be more attached to those things, but just all depending on whoever the person that's watching this video right now of how you see that thing that you're going into, right? It could be a relationship, right? So for that, it may provide like validation, right? And that's throughout like many points of a relationship. You have a job that may provide like some certainty for it, right? You have a job that you're going into that may be a dream job that's paying a certain amount of money. And you're like, this is dope and stuff. I'm learning a lot of stuff, but at the same time, uh, it's pushing me to not really have any financial problems because it's really taking care of my financial area, right? So just more like that job may bring that habit may bring the relief of how I said the swap around of the times that I actually go to the gym and the way that I operate through my routine, right? An old identity may provide familiarity, right? That one right there, being able to understand that, hey, being this person that I was helped me to get around these kind of things, or it helped me to see things in this way, or helped me to relate to these kind of things more, right? But is that something that actually feeds the person that you're becoming, or does that feed the person that you were, right? So being able to identify that, that's a big thing, right? A dream may provide hope without requiring movement. It's a big one. Being able to have powerful ideas, being able to have ideas that get you going, that get you inspired, right? But with all of these ideas and all of these things that you claim that you want to do, right? And that you're writing down and you're getting all the preparation and equipment for it, right? If there's no action put behind it, then no movement behind it is just basically you being fueled off of the motivation and the feeling of power that it brings, rather than actually having the physical power, right? And actually taking the physical steps towards becoming this thing, right, guys? So being able to identify what we're attached to inside the things that we are that is basically making a home with us, right? With these things that we go like day to day throughout life, these things that come onto us, that attach to us on a day to day, right? Do these things attach to us because of what it actually is, or for what these things actually bring to you, right? Is it the feeling of it rather than the thing itself, right? So being able to dive into it, being able to truly dissect what's truly going on when you're talking about certain attachments that um, are on you, right? Um, these things are really like, it helps to truly be able to break down that creator within you, right? To understand why these certain attachments um, hit you the certain way that they do, right? Why they move you the way that they do, why they cause you to think the way that you think, right? Attachment can survive even after the original thing stops being good for us because we are still using it to perform an emotional function, right? So, thinking about, let's say it like, I want to say like a habit or something like that, or really just a situation, right? That we think is basically like good for us for the moment, but then after a while of growing and getting better and becoming something that's way past that, right? You still can go back to that to get certain feelings of what that was when you were there, but in your mind, right? It can either adapt to that thing, right? Or it can grow past and understand like, hey, like this thing isn't what's for me at the level that I'm trying to go, right? But if you allow your mind to adapt to that thing that's lower than you know that you are, right? It's going to adapt to it because of the feeling that is bringing, because of what you're allowing it to believe that it's actually given to you, even when it's not, right? It's almost like it's like it's a mental thing, right? It's almost like a battle. Like it's not even almost. It's a battle with yourself when identifying these things, right? What is this attachment doing for me that I have not learned how to do myself? That is the priority. That is the pivotal question for yourself that should be asked when thinking that certain attachments that aren't good for you are doing something for you that it truly isn't doing, right? So understanding that if a old identity is providing you familiarity, right, to get you to be able to understand a certain view of yourself better, right? Why does that old person give you a better perspective of how to view yourself rather than the person that you are today, right? Is the person that you are today not the person that you seeing yourself being reason that you tread back to who you were to give a better perspective of who you're becoming, right? I pray that you guys are like following with that, but just being able to understand, like asking your question, like asking the question of what is this attachment doing for me that I have not learned how to do for myself, right? Are we using certain attachments as crutches? Are we using certain attachments as something to hide behind, right? Are we using certain attachments to get to that next level, right? What are we truly using that for, right? Being able to identify that more kind of helps us to truly understand what we truly need and why we're even using it in the first place, why that's even something that's attached to us in the first place, and to be able to tie into what we truly need, right? What that thing supposedly is doing, right? That we actually need to learn within ourselves to be able to do naturally, right? And build within ourselves, right? Because until the emotional need is identified and replaced, a person may release one attachment only to recreate it through something else, right? So let's go back to that job, right? Of certainty. You might think that one job is only bad just because of the environment and stuff like that. It gives you the certainty, but a certain environment is bad, so I have to get away from that, right? Or let's just say, like, you caught yourself being more into the certainty of the paycheck than you were actually being there to progress and learn something, right? So then, like, you leave that job to go to a different job, right? But then what happens is, as you're going, right? So let's just say, like, you start to get better at what you're doing, like you're focusing on the progress. You start to focus on that. Now more money hits the paycheck. You know what I mean? Now, like, you're making more. Now it puts your mind back onto that certainty. If I continue to work harder here, I can I can aim towards more money. Now you're facing back to that certainty, right? So it's almost like a lesson that's coming to us, right? Like, this is like something different, right? A lesson that hits you once, right? You don't learn from it. Second time it hits you, you don't learn from it. The second time, or the third time it hits you, you don't learn from it. It's not the fact that the lesson continues to come around just because that lesson is coming around, because it's something specific that you're not learning from every time it comes around, right? And it's going to come around in different forms, right? The same lesson is going to come around in different forms until you can identify what's truly going on and what truly needs to change about the way that you think, the way that you move, you know, the person that you are. So being able to identify that, right? And being able to operate through these emotional substitutions and being able to have um, more solid ground, right? When talking about these things, right? So, um, just as you're going, guys, just continue to tap in with yourself, continue to tap in with other people that you feel like are, um, having these same, like just going through these same construction areas within themselves, right? That's dope, right? And as I always say all the time, guys, if you have anything towards this point of today, any comments, any questions, or anything that you feel like that I should have added, or anything that you didn't understand, please put them down in the comments, right? If you rock with what's being said to you guys, if you rock with what we've been building, right, over the course of this whole of like all of these episodes, right, leave a comment, right, subscribe, tell some people about the page. Let's build a community of creatives, man, and get them all here, and let's create a conversation, man. Let's continue this conversation and let's get better together, right? Until the next one, though, guys.